times would you guess you've heard the term VUCA world? Whether in the media, in podcasts, at work, from colleagues, from managers, twice, 5 times, dozens? Well, you know what? Regardless of your answer, I bet you've heard it more frequently in the past 5 years than in the 5 years prior. But what does it mean? The work I lead at Change Enthusiasm Global puts me in the red-hot center of VUCA environments. And right now, I'm breaking down its exact meaning. Let's get it. By the end of this video, you're finally gonna know where the heck the concept of VUCA even came from. You're gonna have a foundational understanding of each letter of this acronym. And by the end, you're gonna know about an additional resource that's gonna help you thrive in our VUCA world. So let's start with where VUCA originated from. So it was first introduced by the U.S. Army War College in 1987, and it was specifically used to describe the general condition and nature of the world post-Cold War. It was then adopted by the thought leadership of Warren Bennis and Bert Nanas. And I actually didn't first learn about it until 2008 when I was working at P&G and the now ex-Chief Communications Officer, Linda Clement Holmes, came to our business unit and explained what it was all about. So now that you know the origin of the concept, let's dive into each letter of the acronym, and I actually want to share a bit of industry perspective for each one. The V in VUCA stands for volatile. And that relates to the dynamics of change, the speed, the rate at which change happens, and all of the change forces and catalysts. For me, an industry that shoots to the top of the volatile list, and actually an industry that CEG works very closely with, is the tech industry. You know, as you think about these past 3 or 4 years and what the tech industry has seen, there was great explosion and growth that happened at the start of the pandemic. A lot of employees were brought into technology firms. Think about the Googles, the Facebooks, everyone going into the virtual space, and so there was a lot of expansion and growth within the tech industry. Now, as of late, with the economic volatility, you're seeing a lot of contraction, and a lot of folks are being laid off and let go. And so for me, to have that degree of growth and then contraction in such a short period of time, that screams volatility. So that's a really good example as you think about an industry that's incredibly volatile in this moment. Next, the U. The U stands for uncertain, meaning the lack of predictability, the prospects for surprise, and a decreased sense of awareness and understanding of events and issues. For me, as I think about the Change Enthusiasm client base, the industry that screams uncertain is the finance industry. There's a lot of trends that are being impacted in this industry, trends that we're seeing in our work with organizations and businesses within the industry. Some of the big ones are the fact that the demographics of those individuals looking to build and grow wealth are changing. There's also expectations and demands that are changing of individuals wanting to build that wealth. And it's almost like they're wanting higher and higher levels of customization. The industry is almost being like Netflix, where they want something highly personalized, highly customized, and like on demand. Attention and content for them as they think about building and growing that wealth. And what worked for wealth advisors, for the finance industry, like 10 years ago, is no longer going to be relevant. Also think about the impact of cryptocurrency and what exactly is going to happen to the entire economy if that truly begins to take hold. For me, that is one of the most uncertain industries with all of those trends playing out in the coming decades. By the way, you digging this? Getting value? Do you want more? Well, I'll have more for you. All you gotta do is subscribe. I drop videos like this all the time, really focused on delivering value to you. So make sure you click subscribe and even the notification bell, so when a new video hits, you'll be the first to know. All right, let's get back into it. Next, C. C stands for complex, meaning the multiplex of forces, confounding issues, no cause and effect chain, and confusion around organizations and businesses. Number one industry in my eyes as a change expert, working all over the world, nurturing businesses through change and transformation, experiencing an incredibly high level of complexity, is healthcare. Healthcare, that industry is becoming so highly competitive, with smaller players making big impact, requiring the large players that have been a part of the industry for decades to change the way they're delivering product, delivering innovation to market, striving to become more and more agile, and also dealing with all the complexity as it relates to the competition, as it relates to regulation, as it relates to the impact that COVID-19 and the pandemic has had all over that industry around the world. Finally, the A in VUCA. A stands for ambiguous, meaning the haziness of reality, the risk of mixed or misinterpreted meanings, and the potential for misreads. You know, I gotta say, there are so many industries that are ambiguous right now, probably even the one that you're supporting as you sit watching this video. But the one that comes to the top of the list for me is the automotive industry. And the way that our efforts to become more sustainable all around the world is taking hold of that industry with the introduction of electric. So we've got companies that at Change Enthusiasm Global we're now supporting that are making billion-dollar bets on EV, that are working to transform their fleets to be predominantly electric versus petro. And then of course, you've got other elements within the transportation ecosystem, including large truckers, right, that are dealing with carriers, cargo, moving goods all around the country and all around the world that at some point will likely switch to electric. Now, that innovation hasn't been created. We don't know what that innovation looks like and how that is going to impact the industry, what regulations they're going to have to abide by once that becomes implemented. And of course, the introduction of self-driving vehicles and what impact that might have on that industry. I know there are those in younger generations that truly have no desire to even learn how to drive because either they're gonna call somebody up or use an app to come and pick them up, or they're waiting for a car with no driver to come and pick them up. So for me, it is just creating a lot of ambiguity, a lot of misinterpretation, a lot of unknowns moving through the years and the decades ahead. So if you got value from that, I've got something else for you, and it's something else I want you to watch. It's a video I created all about what is essential in a VUCA world. So it's got tips, strategies to help you still grow and thrive in a world that's becoming more volatile, more uncertain, more complex, and ambiguous. I want to make sure you have the tools, the data, the insights to ensure your growth through even your greatest change challenges. I'm Cassandra Worthy, and until we meet again, keep growing and keep rocking.